So moved. So moved.
I have a motion, Commissioner Martin, do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Moore. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
5-0. Do we have any petitions from the public?
No, sir.
Okay, moving on. Approval of the minutes from the regular meeting held February 27th. I think y'all had that in a separate email. You want to hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second. All right, motion approved, second. Any further discussion? Any comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. 5-0. Constitutional officers. I see one. Raise your hand. Come on, I'm gonna mark it.
I won't take but a minute.
Come on, another truck.
Actually, it won't be long.
That one pretty, I looked at it the other day.
It does look nice. Thank you very much. Mike Connor finished the sign up on it yesterday, and, he's gonna work on replacing the other one for us, cause it's starting to peel off. Maybe that'll get us by another year or two. Thank you, I appreciate you allowing me to go on and get that through. I just wanna say thank you to a couple of people. First is Clay and his crew. I've been meaning to do this the last few times I've been up here, and, they have really picked up and started keeping the annex looking much nicer, and, I wanted to thank him publicly. And also the sheriff, he's working with me on getting some, active shooter training. We were gonna do it April the 10th, and, we're gonna close the office that morning, myself and Lisa. I'm not sure if, the Board of County Commissioners office is going to or not, but we will advertise it, to do the training. I just feel like would be a good thing for my staff and for the public as well. We just need to be prepared in case something does happen, and I wanted to thank the sheriff and David for working with me, trying to get a date to get that arranged. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Martin.
I would echo that. I've been in here several days, and, Clay, your staff has been doing a very good job in here several mornings. You've got a good drill sergeant in here making sure that. All right, Sheriff?
Nothing this morning, thank you.
All right. Consent agenda, motion.
Motion. Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second for the consent agenda to be adopted. All those in favor?
Aye.
Same sign, 5-0. Unfinished business, we have the status of agreement between Madison County and the City of Madison for the building official and the inspector services. Rick, come forward.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I do have a copy of the interlocal agreement that was proposed for everybody. You seen that? The interlocal agreement was approved by the city commission last night. And I'm here to entertain any questions that you have, but to let you know that we're gonna come to you again on the 27th, seeking your approval for this interlocal agreement to enter into it with the hope of beginning the services on April 1st. Are you familiar with the terms of the interlocal agreement? You want me to take you through them?
I think if you would.
Okay, very quickly, we're gonna provide building inspection services. My department is gonna begin to do for the city everything it's been doing for the county. All the phone calls regarding permits and questions that people have that could be about that or related things, as they say, we'll answer the phone, do all permitting, do all the building code inspections, and help people fix things that don't pass, issue COs and CCs as they're necessary. And all those related things, talk to people about projects that they want to entertain in town, like out of country club, and things like that. We are also gonna help the city with some inspections to help them clean up things in the city. They've got some, what might be considered nuisance buildings, and they want our assistance in determining whether they're really structurally sound or not, and we're gonna do that for them. City is gonna pay the county $2,500 a month for that. Which, like I said, was agreed to. What we are going to do for them is keep track of all the permits that we do and everything like that. We will issue them a bill monthly for the $2,500. We will send them a check every month for the permit fees that we collect for the revenue for the city permits, back to them each month as well. I think it's a real good deal for us and a real good deal for the city. That's really the nuts and bolts of it. Do y'all have any other questions? Mr. Weiss, you got anything you want to add to that?
Just a couple things, if you don't mind.
Please do.
Morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
First of all, I want to thank Rick for working collaboratively with the city. We were to hammer through the agreement. I had a few things we wanted to talk about, make sure that they were grammatically correct, and we did that. And thanks to the attorney, Mr. Clayton, that you were in, of course, last night, that Ms. Reeves was there, we would get that through. And it takes us up until the 1st of October. What will happen is, my hope is that we'll continue to search for a part-time building inspector. And should we not be able to find one, then the agreement will probably continue in its current form. But we'll wait and see what happens in the meantime. So thanks to you and the county, and thanks to Rick for the hard work, we would get that done. And of course, the date was the date that was on the table for the last meeting to make sure that we would get it done, so we would get that done. So with that, thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, Rick.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I think if you're, you probably need to go ahead and instruct the building department to keep going the way we've been going, so that y'all can put that agreement on the notice on the next meeting. I
Right.
think,
Well, we need time to read it and.
That's right.
Vote on it.
that's right.
Okay.
We're continuing on, we're preparing in
Okay.
hopes that this will be done, so we'll be ready for it when it happens.
You will. Thank you very much, Rick. All right, so agenda list for next meeting. All right, on the new business, the public hearing for the exceptional application for the Madison Country Club. Public Works, I'm sorry, I didn't use Public Works, I apologize. Approval for the speed bumps for the southwest, Bentley Street, Commissioner Markham, you want to?
Yeah, everything has been done, the application's been done. Attorney again, Ms. Pickles, and she adjourned, so all we need to do is approve it, and that'll be my motion.
All right, a motion and a second to approve the speed bumps for Bentley Street. Any further discussion?
I got one concern, Mr. Chairman, I don't project the speed bumps, but the design that we use, I know in some cases there's a wide strip. Is that the same design that we want to go by, or just that little small strip?
I would think as long as that, I like the speed hump.
Yes, sir, we'll do the
That's
speed humps that are much
Yeah,
wider.
instead of-
Yeah,
Speed hump, that's not.
Yeah, they'll be wide.
The wide, the wide,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. All right, any other comments, discussion? All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Pass 5-0. All right, now we'll move on to new business. We have a public hearing for the exception of the application for the Madison Country Club RV park. Who's gonna be addressing that?
I'll start off. There was an application submitted to Renee as county planner for a special exception. This would be for a proposed RV resort at the Madison County Country Club. The property, the land use on that property is currently residential 1, and RV parks are not an allowable use under that designation. So because of that, that's the reason for applying for the special exception. Should you choose to approve this application, that would not change the land use. That would just grant Mr. Fairclough and the country club the ability to do the RV resort there on that property. It was scheduled for 2 public hearings, the first of which went before planning and zoning at their regular meeting last week. And their motion was to recommend to the Board of County Commissioners to approve the special exception application, subject to any buffering and site plan requirements for access.
That'd be my motion.
Yes, sir.
Come forward.
I just want to quickly tell you that from my first meeting with Brian Kaufman and my subsequent working in and out of your planning and zoning meeting, or your meetings in your office, you have some of the kindest and the most inviting folks that I've ever dealt with. They want, you know, the attitude was, we want you here, we want you to do it right, but we want you to, we want you to continue what you've done in Madison County. But I know in some places you hear stories about not feeling, about being very welcome to have projects come forward, and they, from day one. So I want to thank you for that, and publicly tell them I appreciate the way they treat us.
Well, thank you very much. I would ask, have you heard any complaints or anything from the neighbors over Country Club Estates?
Renee only listed a couple of people. I don't know if she's talked with more people than this. There were only a couple of people, and neither one of them were opposed to it. Now, I'm not sure who may have signed in at the planning and zoning board meeting. I think I saw Jeannie here. She could probably tell you more about what happened at that meeting, which was the first public hearing for this.
Did y'all want me
I would
Yeah.
like to.
Yeah, I'd like, Jeannie,
to,
if
okay,
you
go
come
ahead and come
forward,
up, or just?
if you would.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so we have the public hearing with the planning and zoning board. We had a couple of people, I think there were two that actually signed in from, that lived on Country Club Estates Road. And their main concern was noise or access. So they, once they were reassured that nobody was gonna be coming through their neighborhood, they had mentioned some additional buffering, but according to the site plan, there's like 600 feet of wooded buffer between where the area that they're gonna be and the property line of the Country Club Estates property. So, as far as any additional buffering, that's probably gonna be up to Mr. Fairclough